do I feel good today? What is up, DTL Universe? It's your boy, and this is how you get your day started. Welcome into your daily. We are live 6 days a week on demand on Saturdays. Sports, and I do mean sports. It's not always sports betting. You do sports betting 365, it can lead to burnout. We like to talk about everything, have a little fun, a little educate, entertain. Coming up on today's show, one of the biggest stars in the world, relegated to begging. Also, our Thursday prize picks with Little Lettuce and an NFL player that wasn't traded for because of his Madden rating. All that coming up in the next 60 minutes. Do not forget, also, you can catch us at 3 p.m. Eastern every single weekday on all of the Stadium apps, Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV now, YouTube TV, Roku TV, the list goes on and on. We are everywhere. Thank you, guys. We just got the numbers from Stadium. You guys are absolutely destroying it for us at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Continue to watch us there if you can't join us live. For you OGs, for you degenerates that are in the chat every single day, we love you. Hit that like button on the way in. It really helps the show and the brand grow. Now, as always, we always look back at the day before. Not a bad day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3. We'll take that. What is our motto here at the brand? We just want to win more than we lose. Keep it simple. A ton of content. Subscribe, like, share, turn on your notifications every single time we have any new content. You'll be notified. Turn on your phone, get in the car, listen on the radio, wherever. You know we are here. In addition to that, we also have DTL, the podcast. It's a fresh podcast every single weekday, around 20 minutes or so. We never go much longer than that because we respect your time. Now, it's arguably the busiest time of the year, and Howie Schwab would have loved this time of year. Here are the choices today. Thursday Night Football, Broncos, Chargers is now gone down to 2.5, or do you prefer the total at 41.5? You can vote in the chat. We will reveal what we're all going to play together at the end of the show. All right, all the housekeeping is done. It is time to bring in the best damn crew in the business. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the picks. Oh, and look who I've got today. It's an embarrassment of riches. Ladies and gentlemen, if you missed it and you haven't watched it yet, my man, top left, a big part of our college football playoff special. It's in your feed. I encourage you to go watch it before the game on Friday night. He is live from Memphis, Tennessee. DG, good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. We're on the eve of the Battle of Indiana, and I am stoked. I'm excited. I've already told my wife, no family movie night Friday. We got to watch Indiana play football.
Oh, good to know. Hey, guys, is that good to know? There will be no family movie night at the Greer household on Friday night. Man, way to stand up for yourself, DG. Way to stand up for yourself.
I asked.
Hey, that's why you're still married, and I'm not. Now, this man was also a part of the college football playoffs. He's always bringing the numbers. He's such a vital part of what we are doing here at DTL. He's our numbers guy for a reason. Please welcome Raphael Espot. Good morning, Raphael.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. I guess Frozen 2 is not better than Indiana Notre Dame, but that's a different story. But I can't wait for the Battle of Indiana, and I can't wait to see how cold it's going to be in Ohio State-Tennessee game.
What was that first thing you just said? Frozen 2?
Yeah, that's family friendly. I'm sure that's what they're watching for Frozen 2.
Oh, Frozen 2. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure we're delivering the Frozen 2. Okay, yeah. Got it. Now, this man still may like Disney movies. I don't know. He's our youngest for a reason. Young Peyton, Little Lettuce, King Lettuce. Now, you come back on Thursday. This is a bounce back for you. How are you feeling today? Because Soupy, he got your lunch on Tuesday.
Bounce back, Coach, whatever you want to call it, sure. It's going to be a good day for me. You know what? I couldn't really tell you what Soupy said about me because I simply don't care about Soupy. He's been on the show how long, Coach? How long?
Since February?
I mean, he's got one nickname? I mean, Coach, I got 4, and I've been here for, 4 weeks? Whoa. Come on. It's Young Peyton King, Lettuce, Little Lettuce at your service, folks, whatever you want to call me.
I like cocky Little Lettuce. because Soupy just got into the chat. I think you're inside his head. He says, I've watched Frozen 2, and then he writes a number. Oh, my God, Soupy, you're the worst trash talker of all time. Welcome to having a toddler. Between you and DG, Soupy, I don't know if we're a sports show or a daycare. All right, now this man is live from the Northeast. He's our Yankees guy. He's always going to tell you exactly how he feels. He's also on BTT, and today he's filling in on Coach and Bro. He's busy. Big Tommy C. What's good, man?
Being busy here in the Northeast, Coach. What's happening, fellas? Ready for another great day here.
What are you, Mr. Rogers? What the hell is wrong with you guys today? Oh, I'm ready for another great day. Maybe I'm just edgy today.
You're heel coach.
What?
You're heel coach.
Oh, I love heel coach. Oh, where are my glasses? I love heel coach. All right, let's get into it tonight because, as I mentioned, or maybe I didn't, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time, it's a full hour, almost, counting down to Thursday Night Football. We've arrived, and now these last 3 weeks, DG, it's a lot of divisional matchups. I love how the NFL has kind of redone the schedule so you play head up. And tonight, a perfect example of that. It's the Broncos and the Chargers in L.A., coming off one of the worst performances they've had the entire season. Outscored in the second half, 27-0. How excited are you for this, for two teams who definitely are in the playoff hunt?
There are so many good matchups this weekend, just in football, just overall. But tonight, I'm really excited because you look on paper, it looks like it's going to be kind of a sock fight, right? Both teams have really good defenses, and their offenses are fine. They're nothing special. And so I think it's going to come down to big plays. And so I'm going to watch, and where do we get that one big play? Because I think that ends up winning the game.
I do too. It's going to be very, very close. Raphael, do you expect this throughout the day to go up to 3 or perhaps go down to 2?
No, I talked to BetMGM this morning, and they said the 3s are probably not going to be around. Probably just see 2.5, move the juice around. They're probably afraid to get middle. And it's going to be a sock fight, like DG said, a little phone booth kind of a game, or a punching back and forth defensive style game. Who's going to establish the run game first? I think that's the type of game. But I think that we'll see 2.5 all the way to kickoff.
Young Peyton, I know over at Prize Picks, we have yours coming up at the bottom of the hour. There's a lot of more or less that I'm looking at in my own account. What are you looking at, sir?
Lad McConkey, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not overthink this, baby. Lad's going to get open. He's going to get some open space, some yards after the catch. I like the Chargers tonight in a close game. I'm really happy that this line did go down to 2.5. I was still going to go with the 3, but I didn't feel as comfortable. But now I'm feeling really comfortable with the 2.5.
I'm so glad that you're happy, young Peyton. I'm really glad that you are happy. Big Tommy, I know the fan there in New York, biggest radio station in the country. They're always talking about the biggest NFL games, but this is an AFC West. Does it register at all?
Yeah, yes, it does. They were talking about this game coming up on Thursday here tonight, and I got to tell you, man, they're all talking about Sean Payton, man. He has really turned that team around, and they're all talking about Bo Nix, how the Giants had a chance to get him, and they didn't get him, and look how Bo Nix is playing now.
Wow, he's playing great, probably going to be the rookie of the year. And as you look at the AFC wildcard race, Baltimore 9-5. They play the Steelers on Saturday. We'll talk about that coming up in a little bit. Denver is 9-5. They would be in the 2 spot, and the Chargers are 8-6. They're in the 3 spot. So this is a matchup of number 2 and number 3. Then you've got 3 other teams at 6 and 8. So both teams, as long as they don't lose 3 straight, should make it into the playoffs. Now, we were 6-3 yesterday. I think today, guys, we can go even higher. We can go even better. So, producer man, I need to see my screen because DG, I know that you're like a caged animal with Indiana playing tomorrow night, Notre Dame, the whole night to themselves. Let's start with your 2. Let's go.
Yeah, let's start with Indiana. This is the Friday night play, but I'm not going to be on the show tomorrow due to kid issues. Once again, I'm going to a Christmas party, but we're going to go with the Indiana team total over the 20.5. It's at -115. I just think that they are going to score in this game, and I think they're going to score at least 21 points. You can attack this in the first half if you would like, but I just felt more comfortable playing the whole game. That way, maybe we get a backdoor cover on this. So all we need is Indiana to score 21 points at -115. And then tonight, we have Ivica Zubac. That first name kills me, but we're going to go over the 13.5 points for him at -110. Dallas allows the 6th most points to the center position. Plus, he's averaging 14.6 points per game versus Dallas last year. I like Ivica Zubac over 13.5 points tonight.
Quit trying to show off. Quit trying to show off. I wouldn't even attempt that. By the way, Ninja 13 says if John's got Bo Nix, then he would not be that good. He wouldn't be performing that well because it's all about the coaching. As Tommy said, it's about Sean Payton. All right, DG, good start. Raphael, 2 from you. Let's go.
Hey, we're going to Thursday Night Football. We're going to take the Broncos over 2.5 team touchdowns plus 165. Really? Plus 165. They've hit this thing in 3 out of 4. I think it's going to be a little bit of a high-scoring game. And if Bo Nix wants to jump ship over the Rookie of the Year, he needs a big game through his arm, not through his legs. I'm taking team total touchdowns over 2.5. Again, plus 165. Yummy, yummy. Game in the NBA. Give me Kevin Durant over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He usually dominates against Indiana, averaging almost 29 points a game in his career versus the Pacers. He's averaging 26 points per game at home. All he needs is grab boards. He's averaging 7 boards a night, so I think he easily flies over this total. So give me Kevin Durant points, rebounds, and assists.
I love that play. A lot of synergy tonight. All right, Tommy C., you got one play. NBA is very busy today. 13 games on the docket, but you've honed in on one. What is it?
Yeah, big night in the NBA tonight. I got the Warriors and Grizzlies over 237.5 minus 115. The last time these teams played in November, they scored over 241 points. So I like my over here tonight between the Warriors and Grizzlies. Some star power there with Jay Morant and, of course, Stephen Curry. So it should be a great game.
I will get DG's reaction to your play in a little bit, but we got to get the other ones because DG, as many of you know, hosts the Grizzlies postgame down there in Memphis, Tennessee. All right, Young Peyton, Little Lettuce 2. Let's go.
Sticking with hoops first, Coach. Atlanta Hawks tonight to beat the Spurs. The Spurs are coming off 4 days rest. The Hawks are coming off 5. So with both these teams rested, I do like the over in here too, but I'm going with the Hawks because they're playing really good basketball right now. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They're getting great minutes from some of their role players like Jalen Johnson, Bogdanovich, and Trae Young is finally starting to score. He just had 35 points against Milwaukee. So give me the Hawks here. I'm also going to go with the Chargers, the 2.5 at minus 115. They have to bounce back after that pathetic game against Baker and the Bucks. And before that, that Buccaneers game, they only held opponents to 15 points a game, which was the best in the NFL at the time. And earlier this year, when these two teams played, we saw that game. The Chargers killed the Broncos 23-0 in the first 3 quarters. Until the 16 they allowed in the 4th. I think we'll see a similar game tonight. So give me the Chargers.
Yeah, that second half kind of feels like an outlier to me against the Bucks last week. Really good analysis, Peyton. We'll have your prize picks coming up in about 20 minutes. All right, we're going to catch with the coach today. I feel great about these 3. Let's start with the Broncos Chargers over. I really believe that tonight we're going to see on a fast track at SoFi Stadium. You're going to see the Chargers prove they can be scored on. And I think both offenses will play well tonight. That's a low total at 41. I like that. Then I'm going to the NBA. And I've already seen Big Cheesy. He doesn't agree with me. That's okay. The Bulls the other night had to score over 140 in the second half just to get to their over by 1 point. This is also going to be a blowout. So the Celtics won't need to score a ton tonight. So anytime it's over 240, I'm going to test the waters and play the under. And then I'm going to go to that Suns game as well. And I think we go to the over. The Pacers play to the pace of their opponent. And tonight, with the Suns and that really good offense, I think that sails over 235.5 tonight. That's how you're going to cash with the coach. All right, really good start to the show. Really good energy, really good vibe. Coming up next, we're going to educate and entertain one of the biggest stars in the world relegated to begging. Also, what is your prize picks selection for the day? And we play your favorite game, over or under. We like to keep it simple for Young Peyton. It's DTL. It's a Thursday, and it's a vibe. All right, you degenerates, continue watching in our YouTube page. We love you all so very much. On your way in, make it a part of your day. Hit the like button. Now, normally there's not a lot of baseball talk this time of year, DG, but a lot of news coming out of New York that Peter Alonso, after Juan Soto signed with the Mets, would be open to going to the Yankees. Do we think this could ever happen?
Man, I hope so. Anytime we can get some rivalries, especially there in the same city or the same area, I love that. And so I hope this happens because that would be great to kind of put around Judge there is the polar bear. And so I would love to see Pete Alonso go there.
Big Tommy, I'm looking at your face right now. You are Yankees through and through. Your thoughts, sir?
No, you can keep Pete Alonso. I don't want him in a Yankee uniform. He strikes out too much. He can't, he's average at defense at best. So I hope they go after Christian Walker. Really, that's who I really want. No part of Pete Alonso in the Yankee pinstripes. No way.
Christian Walker, what an amazing year he had with the Diamondbacks. Raphael, could this happen?
It could, but I don't see it happening. They're looking for Christian Walker more. I think that's just more headline news for the New York people to talk about. If he does go anywhere, he's going to the National League. I think he stays in the National League. Look out for the Giants and Cubs to look at for Polar Bear, but I don't think the Yankees.
Young Peyton, if you were a young player and you had a guy coming in making $700 million, would you stay or would your jealousy send you out of town?
Well, first off, can we please stop talking about going to the Yankees or the Dodgers? I hate those two teams. Oh my gosh, there's 28 other teams in there. Can we talk about somebody else? And you know what? The Mets are there too. So maybe you can go 3 and there's 27 other teams, but I don't know. I don't care where Pete Alonso goes. Like Tommy C mentioned, he strikes out way too much, but he did have a big hit in the playoffs this year. So
I think a lot of the reason you feel this way, and a lot of people do, is what Texas said in the chat. They need a salary cap. When you can just outpay, it kind of gets ridiculous. It feels like there's a couple of teams, and then there's everybody else. And that's not what the true art of competition is. All right, we're just getting started. I'm feeling good today. We are back in 5 seconds. Okay, everybody, welcome back. It is DTL on a Thursday. A gentle reminder, we will be live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time right here on YouTube as we count down to Thursday Night Football. It'll be the Broncos on the road taking on the Chargers. Now, as I said at the top of the show, we are making a concerted effort because a lot of times when you hear 365 days a year, when it goes picks, it can get a little not only redundant, but burnout. And that's exactly what we do not want. There's a lot of big time stories out there that could lead to betting, but also just need to be talked about. And this first one, oh my goodness, it's time to educate and entertain. Well, how far certain people have fallen. Big Tommy, I'm going to start with you because you lived in the world of pay-per-view for over 30 years. But as everything has evolved, so has that genre and that form of entertainment. And now one of the biggest stars in the world. He's been to the top. He's made over $1 billion. And now he is begging. Conor McGregor 2 days ago went on social media and said he's agreed to a fight. Boxing, it's going to be an exhibition in India with Logan Paul. Logan Paul says nothing. And then today on Twitter, he said this. Basically, TKO Group. They own both entities, UFC and WWE. There's levels to this. The big sloppy novice is going to find out, blah. Here's the problem. Conor McGregor hasn't fought in over 3 years. Conor McGregor is not a draw anymore. Conor McGregor has only brought trouble to himself. Tommy, he is now begging. I don't want to call Logan Paul a YouTube star because I have a lot of respect for what he's done in the WWE. But the fact that he shows up yesterday in Stanford at the big Netflix unveiling and hasn't mentioned this at all, if I'm Conor McGregor and I'm his team, this is embarrassing to me. What's your take, Tommy? You're there in Stanford right now.
Yeah, it's embarrassed to the nth degree. They brought out Logan Paul yesterday. What a smart move by WWE. His social media is off the charts. What better way to build up your streams on Netflix than have Logan Paul switch over to Raw? And when he was out there cutting a promo yesterday at WWE, never once brought up Conor McGregor. So, Conor, take your $100 million, go on your boat, drink your booze, and go away, please, because nobody really cares what you're saying. And he is starving for entertainment and to be relevant. And he is not relevant anymore, guys.
It is fascinating that the one thing that made him super famous, a couple of big knockouts, he doesn't have a great record, is going to be the thing that brings him down, and that's money money, money. He made more of it than anybody else. So he hasn't had to do anything, DG, in the last few years, but he continues to tweet about being a fighter. He's not a fighter. Here on the show and here on the brand and on BTT in 2025, we're going to be doing a lot more MMA. I'm going to have a much bigger role with the PFL. We're going to do a lot of cool things. It's popular. He is not in the universe because if he was, all of these fighters would still be lining up to fight him because it would be a gigantic payday. He can't even get guys to respond. Your take?
Yeah, Conor McGregor, we're seeing now that his career was what it was. It was really good. And honestly, he's an entertainer. But the problem is now is he can't transition from being in that type of a career to his next career. And whatever that might be, he's still trying to latch on and hold on and grab that one more payday. And he can't stay relevant. And I think that's eating at him. And so seeing him do this, it's very sad, but it's important for people to understand it's okay to go to the next thing and kind of redevelop yourself. He hasn't got that yet. Once he does, he'll be okay. But right now, he's not there.
I'm so glad you said that because in the world of sports, every probably 10 or 12 years, you have to reinvent yourself. I am a perfect example of that. I started in the WWE, went to ESPN, went to the PGA Tour, now big in MMA. If I would have stayed in one space, I would be miserable, and I probably wouldn't have any jobs. Raphael, you have been at the biggest sports books when Conor McGregor became the biggest star in the world. He was bringing in tons and tons and tons of action because of his popularity. He hasn't fought, or you couldn't bet on anything he's done for years. What's your angle on this?
I'm going to take a step back and do it more as a betting point of view. Look at Conor McGregor still has a name. We're talking about him right now because of his name. If he would have lasted maybe a couple months or wait for the holidays and then bring this up, I think it would have trended a little bit better because people are still talking about his legal issues right now as we speak. If he would have brought this up maybe after Super Bowl, hey, me and Logan going to hit it in India, I think it would have been much different atmosphere, much different talk than what we're doing right now. Because what do we remember? Everything that happened legally wise. I think he's trending wrong right now. If he would have waited, this will be one of the biggest bet boxing matches. Mike Tyson's biggest bet bout just happened. Now you're telling me Conor McGregor and Logan Paul, if they go toe-to-toe, both of them do outstanding on the mic. They would be able to promote this fight if it does happen in India. I just think he did it in the wrong time of events. So I think if he waited, it would be a much different topic right now.
The term read the room kind of comes to my mind right now.
Yep.
Young Peyton, I've brought you onto this brand for a reason. You bring a different perspective. You're in a different demographic. When he became the biggest star in the world, you were very, very young. For guys in your age bracket, does Conor McGregor move the needle at all?
Not really, Coach. And, I think that Conor McGregor needs to find kind of what DG mentioned, that next phase in his life, because all athletes, professional athletes, are done at 35, 40 years old. That's a lot of life left, Coach. That's not much professional playing career, and you need to find your next phase after you're done what you do professionally. I think that's what Conor McGregor's kind of having trouble finding right now.
Yeah, you got to have purpose. You got to have a reason to get out of bed in the morning. And I remember, he's having his own issues right now too. Vince McMahon, I remember asking him, when one time I just said, man, what do you do with all this money? He's a billionaire. He goes, Coach, you can only count your money for so long. And I think somebody needs to tell Conor McGregor this. Start living the right way, because everything he's doing is bringing a negative light. And shows like this, talking about in a negative light, instead of saying, hey, can he come back? Because he wants that big payday, one more big payday. But I don't think he's going to get it. Speaking of big payday, DG, I'm going to come back to you because you're my NBA guy. Charles Barkley, who I love, was on the Dan Patrick Show yesterday, and he revealed a lot. The biggest thing he talked about was the fact that the NBA ratings are down 50%. Nobody's watching in November and December. I think is because of college football and the popularity of the NFL. He wants them to move the start of the season back to Christmas Day, and that be the start. I love the idea. Do you think the NBA could pivot and then run their season through July?
This would be the best thing that has ever happened to the NBA. If they could somehow start around the Christmas time, have that be their launch into the season. And then at that point, you're finishing up right before college football kind of takes off, but also the NFL takes off. And you can kind of just have that space that really, honestly, it's only the Major League Baseball that's occupying right now. And so if they could go through that and extend their playoffs into July and August and September, that would be the perfect spot for them. It just depends on if they're willing enough to take that leap.
It's a simple concept, and it's something that arguably, Raphael, they should have done years ago. Their only competition would be Major League Baseball and the WNBA. That's it. The fact that they're still trying to what I call spit into the wind, it's not working. And they like to rely on their global numbers, their global popularity. But here in the United States, on the eve of the biggest media deal the NBA has ever had with Amazon and ESPN and I think NBC's back, they are going in the wrong direction.
Well, they're going the wrong direction because I think college football stole even more of their lackluster of what we saw with college football this year in the college football playoff. I don't think they move it because then you have to think about moving the NBA Summer League and then the NBA draft. So if we move the league back to Christmas, then we have to move everything else. I agree. Move it to after Christmas, have Christmas Day be the start of it, and maybe have to finish the season like around July 4th or around there. But I just don't see them moving everything they have forward between the Summer League, which generates a lot of action, generates a lot of viewing, especially now that you can catch every game on streaming services, and then the NBA draft. I wish they would move it, but I just don't see it happening.
But, Raphael, the summer doesn't end in July, and I think that's what a lot of people think. The summer ends at the end of August. NFL doesn't start till September. You could still have all of that, but right now there is nobody. I mean, look at our show, for example. We rarely do NBA picks. We have a couple today, but Tommy, you live in the Mecca, the capital. Well, there's 12 pro teams in New York City, and right now the Knicks have a pretty good squad, but I don't see anybody talking about them.
No, nobody's talking about the Knicks right now, and I love the idea going into July. Let's face it, that's dead in the middle of the baseball season. It's pretty boring, right? It doesn't really pick up for baseball probably till August and September where you're coming around the playoffs. So having the NBA playoffs in July, everybody's eyes are going to be watching that. And I think Adam Silver should really consider doing it. And it's coming from Charles Barkley, a former NBA player. So he knows what it's like. He knows what the grind is. He knows how the players react to everything. And I think it would be a great idea if they moved it to Christmas and you're going into July, you have playoffs. We have something to watch now. Because watching baseball in July is like watching paint dry sometimes.
It really is. And you can just look at it, young Peyton, that the NFL doesn't care about the NBA. They used to own Christmas Day. Now the NFL on a Wednesday has 2 games, which I hate because my Chiefs are playing in one of them. The NFL is just steamrolling everybody. And if certain sports don't pivot, they're going to get lost in the wind. And I think we're at that point.
Yeah, and Christmas Day for me is when basketball season starts. And that's the most exciting games of that day. You have primetime games, and I'm on the couch just watching NBA. Not anymore now because of NFL, but I still watch the NBA games, and Christmas Day is the starting point for me. And right now, the NBA is getting no ratings because there's just no defense being played. It's kind of hard to watch, honestly, and I don't want to see 150 points scored in a blowout game between the Suns and the Blazers. When you see MLB, those day games, Pittsburgh against the Cardinals at 1:00, a getaway game. I also don't want to see that either. I think the NBA would be nice to have in those same days.
Shout out to Matty. He says baseball gets a bad rap on this show. Some of us are lifers with that sport. Matty, I was an all-state player, and I love baseball. But we're just talking about times of year because I promise you, back in June, we weren't bashing on baseball, but as competition for the NBA in June and July, it would be a lot better than trying to compete with the juggernaut that is the NFL. That's just fact, and I don't think anybody could argue with that. So we'll see what they do. By the way, Charles also said that it's not a done deal that Inside the NBA is going to ESPN. He just met with NBC. He met with Amazon. So somebody jumped the gun on that as well. We'll see if or when they announce that for sure. All right, still to come, we got prize picks. We also had over and unders. It's Thursday night football. The NFL, the juggernaut, we've got it. It's DTL. It's a Thursday. It's a vibe. Okay, you degenerates, continue to talk amongst yourselves in the chat. We got the best chat in the business. Do not forget, please hit that like button. I really would appreciate that. DG, a lot of NFL news every single day, but Kirk Cousins gets benched And Michael Penix, who is the rookie out of Washington, he will be starting with this team that is just one game out of first place in the NFC South. But where he found out the news, that is kind of a crazy story. He was at Costco. What did you make of that, and that the fact that they said it and they told it?
What I make about it is, Coach, is everybody likes the Costco hot dog. It's $1.50. You get your drink. Even Michael Penix likes to get the hot dog at Costco. But the fact that he said that, hey, I wasn't hungry after I got the news, I kind of had to just let it go because that was big news to him. But shout out to him for getting this opportunity with a good team still. This isn't a bad team. This is a really good team. And so I hope that he flourishes in this role.
Raphael, there could not be any more pressure on a rookie quarterback coming in. Normally when you get benched, it's because your team sucks. They're not playing good, but they're still in the playoff race.
Yeah, if you would have made this move, I would have made it against the Raiders. Why are you making it now? You should have had him on Monday night make it against the Raiders with that lack of defense. And probably would have scored more points than what Kirk Cousins did. Everyone thinks Kirk Cousins washed. Someone's going to pick him up next year. Because there's going to be, let's face it, this NFL draft does not have really good quarterbacks that we've seen that can change a style of how you're going to draft. So I wouldn't be shocked if maybe the Saints pick him up or somebody else will take a shot at Kirk Cousins.
Interesting. $180 million. Big Tommy, real quick. Do you think somebody's going to pick up that salary?
It's not going to be the New York Giants, that's for sure. And going back to Michael Penix, guess who you're playing Sunday, Michael? You're playing the New York Giants. You're going to throw for 400 yards. So don't even worry about it, kid, because the Giants stink. And you're going to throw 400 yards. Yes. He's going to have a banner day, guys. Unbelievable. Couldn't start with a team.
Tommy, you crack me up. All right. Coming up, you guys have started to really love the Super Salad. Prize Picks, a really important part of the show. We'll be in 2025. We're back in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We have crossed the bottom of the hour. This is DTL. We are here every single day, 6 days a week, on demand on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. You can also catch us on all of the Stadium apps at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV, Roku TV. We are everywhere. We just got the numbers for the last month, and you guys never cease to amaze me. You find us, and we certainly do appreciate it. We try to do as much as possible, but I mentioned Prize Picks. Well, I brought in Little Lettuce for a reason. So I need my two-shot producer, man, because today is a bounce-back day for young Peyton. So you can see him all over our TikTok page and also here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. King Lettuce, where are you headed today, sir?
Well, I know everyone's going to say, oh, my God, this kid with the NBA picks, enough already. It's Thursday night. But this is the pick of the day. LaMelo Ball, more than 20 is down to 25.5 points now, actually. The Wizards allow 27 points a game to point guards, the second most in the league. LaMelo's coming off a rough game where he only went 5 for 15 in shooting. He'll put up plenty more shots than that tonight, and he should hit this line in maybe 3/4. So, again, 25.5 on the LaMelo. Also, Ladd McConkey, more than 64.5 receiving yards. I like the Chargers tonight, and the only way they win is if Herbert makes some nice throws to his receivers. And McConkey's been the most reliable guy to throw the ball to, so I think 64.5 is a low number for a number one receiver with a throwing quarterback. I like Bo Nix, more than 33.5 pass attempts. I'm sure the Broncos watched film from the Chargers game last week against the Bucs, so they know the way to beat these guys is if they throw the ball. I'm seeing Bo Nix throw the ball a ton tonight if they want to stay in this game.
Shout out to Johnny. He says, give us some good picks, Peyton. John, I believe he just did. Great analysis. And the Chargers proved they can't stop anybody through the air. Baker Mayfield, he looked like an all-pro in the second half last Sunday. And also McConkey. There's always a player, Peyton, that gets overlooked. He's a rookie. Who would have thought that he would not only be good, but he would be this good? I feel like the books still have not quite caught up to him. And at Prize Picks, all we do is more or less. Do you feel like Prize Picks, the numbers are still a little bit too low for him?
Yeah, it's a little tricky with the Broncos because they're not running the football a ton with their running backs like other teams are. So when you got Williams out there, he's getting probably 10 something carries a game, but some other games he's having like 5. So you don't really know what to do with that if you're the books. So the best you can do is just go with the quarterback at a consistent number, 33, and keep it at that.
Did you literally bring me back to a 5-shot? Do you hear me, Peyton? Do you hear me? I literally asked you about McConkey, and you talked to me about Bo Nix.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Bo Nix. Sorry, coach. It's on me. On me, guys.
DG, maybe I ask you the same question because we're going to get into over-unders in a second. Do you feel like sometimes books kind of miss the number just a little bit, and that's if you can find the right places, you can really capitalize?
It's all about finding out where the books are kind of being lackadaisical, like guys that aren't in the high-profile names. And so if you can get a Lad McConkey, which I like these picks today, I think this is a good find to get and a guy to grab on his way as he's trajecting up.
Raphael, you're my numbers guy. I'm coming right to you. This is a very important thing especially for novice bettors to understand that if they really dig in and do the work, you can find these spots.
Yeah, it's 10:35 Eastern Standard Time. Get those numbers now because those numbers on McConkey and Envy, Bo Nix and all that, they're not going to be there when it gets close to game time. So grab them now and track those. If you're looking for a better number, if you're looking for an underplay, track it because you can be able to find it if the public is betting it on the over.
Yeah, great time. That's exactly why we do DTL prime time at 7 p.m. Eastern to see where the lines are at, to see if we can still play them, to see what we can play in that hour right before the game. By the way, Joe says, Peyton, that's some great tune-out game. It's the key to happiness in life. Maybe I need to learn how not to listen to anybody, especially when I'm on a show with them. It's okay, Peyton. It's your world. We're just living in it. All right. You guys know tonight's Thursday Night Football. It's Broncos, Chargers. We've had some really good matchups the last few weeks. So at this time, every single Thursday, we like to play that game over-under. And I'll see if my guys can follow instructions today. We're going to go DG, Raphael, Tommy, and Peyton, the piggyback. We start with Bo Nix and Bo Nix alone. DG, are we going over or under on the Broncos quarterback tonight?
I'm going to go under on his passing yards today at 225.5. I just don't think that he gets it done through the air on a big number like that.
I disagree. I like the over on this one. I think he goes under on rushing, over on passing. I think he has a big game too.
I like the over with Bo Nix tonight. I think he's going to be a gunslinger. He's going to be throwing that ball all over the place tonight.
Win or lose, I think Bo Nix is going over this projection. With if the Broncos are going to be down, he's going to be throwing the ball. If they're going to win, he needs to throw it as well.
All right, let's go to Justin Herbert, the Chargers quarterback, who at the start of the year, DG, everybody said, man, him and Jim Harbaugh, they're a great marriage. But now they're 8-6. He's been very inconsistent. Over, under on Herbert.
I think the inconsistency stops today, and we're going to go over on Justin Herbert over the 230.5.
I agree. Over on this one. This one's now going to be 231.5, 232. So grab this low number now because this one climbs because I think the bettor is going to bet the Chargers all game long.
Yeah, I love Herbert in the over. I think they want to stay in this game tonight. He has to throw the ball.
I like a lot of throwing in this game from both sides tonight, so I'm going Herbert over.
Very nicely done. 3 seconds, Peyton. Appreciate you. All right, now let's go to the rushing. We've got some really good running backs tonight. Let's start with Javonte Williams, who has a nose for the end zone. Over or under that 54.5, DG?
Man, so that's a 34.5 I'm seeing on my side.
My eyes are horrible. Sorry.
That is so low. That scares me to go under. I'm going to go under on Javonte Williams.
A low number makes me go high. I'm going high on this one. I think he goes over 34.5. And coach, don't make me laugh because I cough.
I like the over also. 34.5. That should be easy for Javonte Adams tonight.
I did mention I like a lot of throwing, but when it's at 34.5, you kind of have to go over. It's hard to take a starting running back under that low of a number.
God, I hate bad eyes. All right, Gus Edwards on the other side. Now, he's a former Raven. He's kind of had a new resurgence with his career. We going over or under his number, DG?
Gus the Bus, we're going to go over on him, over 34.5. I just think that he gets enough action and attempts tonight to go over that number.
Agreed, 34.5. I don't understand why this total keeps on dropping. Now 41 in some shops. I think we can see a high-scoring game, and I think Edwards is going to be a big reason why they score some touchdowns.
Yeah, I like the over too. I think it's going to offset Herbert throwing the ball tonight. So Gus Edwards definitely over.
Robbie Hawkins says
wow, coach ruined our flow.
Go ahead, young Peyton.
I'm going with the Gus Bus over the 34.5 because he's a short yard gainer, but I like the Gus Bus getting 35 yards.
See, that's fun right there. I did that on purpose because sometimes in the chat, you guys have this attitude that's got to be serious all the time. You're like, oh, first time. No, you can have fun. You can joke with each other. You can ruin a flow. Come on. Come on. I feel like everybody's in a bad mood. Not here. I'm saying in the chat a little bit. Maybe you guys had a bad betting day. I don't know. It doesn't define you. It doesn't define you if you win or lose. Let's stop defining ourselves with that. All right, now let's go to the air. Cortland Sutton. Once Jerry Jeudy left town, it's Cortland Sutton's team. DG, we're going over under his number.
Neither one of these teams allow a lot of touchdowns by the running backs, but I like a Cortland Sutton touchdown, and I'm going over his receiving yards at 53.5.
Love Sutton today over 53.5. He's going to have a monster game, and people are going to finally realize his name on national TV today.
Yeah, I love him going over too. I think Bo's going to look at him a lot tonight, and he's definitely going to go over.
You got to go with the number one receivers tonight. I like a lot of passing. I'm going to Cortland Sutton over the 53.5.
Jinx the Mouse says, I hate it when Coach ruins the flow. I invented the flow, Jinx the Mouse, which is something I never thought I'd ever say in my career. All right, let's go to the guy that we mentioned in our prize picks selections. This dude is becoming legit. He almost feels like a lot like Puka Nacua did in his rookie year, DG. Now people are starting to catch on. Over, under.
Ladd McConkey has been awesome this season. That number is way too low. I expect him to get 70 to 75 yards tonight, so I'm going to go over.
I agree, over. I think he goes around 70 plus on this one, so he's going to be focused. I like his receptions over as well.
Yeah, I like him going over. If he doesn't go over, they're not winning this game tonight.
He's so annoying to guard. He's just always open, so I'm taking him to catch a couple nice receptions tonight for some big yardage.
All right, very good. Chat's always taking care of us. Nathan says at FanDuel, Raphael, Sutton is already at 62.5, and you always teach us it's about the individual books balancing the book, so to speak. So that's why he could be 7 yards higher than what they have, say, at DraftKings.
Yeah, shop around because ESPN Bet has a totally different number, so there's DraftKings right now.
They're also asking DG if Peyton's gummies have kicked in yet.
Oh, gosh.
They might have. That's funny.
I was late last night at the Ducks game, stuck on traffic, coming back from Anaheim. What a game, by the way. Go Ducks.
Weren't we on the team total under for that, Raphael?
Yep. Thanks for the reminder, Peyton.
Ducks team total under?
We were on that yesterday. Thanks for watching the show. Yes.
20 seconds left, baby.
What was the final? I missed it. I fell asleep. I get up at 5 a.m. every day. What was the final last night?
3-2 Ducks. They
3-2.
scored with 20 seconds left to win it.
And wasn't it 2.5?
Let's keep on talking about it, guys.
Oh my goodness. That's incredible. That's the thin line between cashing and not cashing and ticking off Mr. Raphael. Why do we think, Raphael, real quick, some of these numbers are, to me, they feel incredibly low. And I know on Thursdays, sometimes it's about getting in and getting out healthy and then getting that 10 days off. But some of these feel really low to me.
I just think there's a Thursday night football game. There's really nothing else going on today except one bowl game. So I think they're probably getting a lot more action. It's a nice game between the Broncos and Chargers. It's a good game to look at, good game to bet, and a good game to watch. So I just think the bettors are pounding these numbers really early.
Yeah. Matt says, I didn't realize what a bad beat that was. Did anybody else feel like also the college game last night was like watching a scrimmage of second teamers? DG, did you feel that way with that UNLV Cal game?
Yeah, it looked like it was just a second rate. Like we might be watching like the CFL, and that's not to kind of just crap on that. It just looks like it's just a lower brand of football. I hate these just ancillary bowls right now.
Boo. DJ Harris from California is going to be something to look out for next year as a quarterback.
Yeah, I thought he looked good. They also have that young freshman receiver. He was a stud last night, too. All right, still to come. Is Saturday NFL something you're looking forward to? It's DTL. It's Thursday. It's a vibe. All right, you degenerates that continue to watch on our YouTube page. Joe says, Coach, get Peyton a gym pick. He's disruptive enough today that you know he's going to hit. DG, should we give Peyton a chance to get into the club when I am still standing out on the curb with Raphael? No, Tommy's got one too. Oh, it's starting to grind. And somebody in the chat, DG, is complaining because it's a crapshoot. And I will remind people that if you don't have fun in life and in sports betting, you will get so miserable. I don't understand people that can't have fun. Do you?
I don't understand that. My life is fun. I try to have as much fun as possible. But I will say, as long as it's not Monday night, I think Peyton can play as many gyms as he wants. You can give him 2 picks if you like, as long as it's not Monday night.
Why do you have an issue with Monday night?
Because I'm on the show and I want to have as best of a chance as I can.
I don't know if we've ever had 4 gyms in 1 year, in one season. Next year, we're going to have some type of prize. We're going to allow the chat to not just complain, but participate. I'm coming up with it. But this year, we had to just get through it. Raphael, me and you need to focus because Tommy has a diamond, DG has 3, and Peyton is Peyton. What do me and you do?
Pray to the gambling gods? That's what I do.
All day, every day. Young Peyton, would you like to participate? First of all, do you know what the gym is?
No, can we please have a little bit of an explanation here of what the gem exactly what gets me into the gem club?
Oh my
Producer,
God.
take him off.
Oh my God. What are we doing? Thank you, producer man. Thank you. That is just embarrassing with a capital E. Can we have an explanation? Can you tell me it's literally the tent pole with which this brand is built on. You've got people lining up down the block to get into the club. And you say, can somebody please explain that to me? Go get your dad upstairs. Me and Mr. Roger Lodge, Mr. Blind Date, need to have a chat. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We're back in 5 seconds. All right, we are back. Gentle reminder tonight, DTL Primetime Live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We break down everything, straight bets, prop bets, the one and only no-fly zone for Bo Nix and Justin Hebert. But, gentlemen, something happened during the break that rocked my world. It has shaken me to the core. And I have literally, for the last 2 months on the daily, had to hear from Japan about how I'm not in the club. And then when one of my crew members, a young man that I consider to be his mentor, say that he has no idea what the gym is, has no idea what the club is. DG, how should we deal with this issue?
I don't even know. Like, I even stuck up for him. I offered him other spots on other shows that weren't Monday night to offer his gym picks. And we're doing this. We're not watching the brand. It's never mind. I'm done.
Big Tommy, 8 months ago, you weren't even on TV. Now you're a star on 3 different brands. Would you ever think about not watching?
Apparently, he's just all about himself, Coach. Little Lettuce is all about himself. He can care less on the other days that we have this show on. That's what it proves to me, Coach. Just
That's
saying.
what What do you guys think in the chat? Does Peyton just have such a big ego that he only cares about himself, his own brand, his own TikTok, his own IG? Raphael, I can't even imagine you doing this.
No, Wednesday when I was on the show, I was getting a breathing treatment for my bronchitis, and I was actually watching the show on my phone with the mask on, breathing in the stuff. And here's Little Lettuce doing stuff that he should not be doing probably, but he's not watching the brand. I watched the brand in the doctor's office. Ask my doc.
Howie Schwab, God rest his soul, once sent in pics with an IV in his arm from the back of an ambulance to be a part of the brand. As they say in the chat, Little Lettuce with no dressing.
That's great.
All right, real quick, guys. Saturday afternoon, we only have a show that's on demand, so you only get picks. But there are 2 gigantic games that are going to be on. I want to know which one you're more excited about. the Texans and the Chiefs, potentially minus Patrick Mahomes, or the Steelers and the Ravens in a battle for first place? DG, one's at 1 p.m. Eastern, one is at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. Which one are you more excited about, knowing there are 3 college football playoff games that day?
This was a hard question because I really like both of these games for totally different reasons. But if you have to look at one and have to make a pick, I'm going to go with the Chiefs and Houston there because I think this is an offensive battle. And I think this is going to be the better game to watch overall. That other game is going to be dynamite, but it's going to be more of a defensive side of the ball. And that can be fun too, depending on your liking.
CID says he's looking forward to the Steelers game, hands down. But Dick Tommy, Texans and Chiefs are 2 playoffs teams too.
They are, but I'm looking forward to Steelers, Ravens. Man, I watch Hard Knocks, and I would go through a wall watching Mike Tomlin the way he coaches his team, man. I'm a big fan of Mike Tomlin. I'm more interested in the Steelers and the Ravens game, and I think it's going to be a banger of a game.
And that's going to lead right up to that Ohio State-Tennessee game, Raphael. There are 5 football games, but I'm anxious to see what the ratings are going to be with those 3 playoff games. Which one are you looking forward to?
For entertainment purposes, I'm looking forward to for a Pittsburgh-Baltimore game. For gambling purposes, I'm looking for Kansas City because is Patrick Mahomes going to play? Is the number going to move? If he doesn't play, how's Carson Wentz going to move the offense around? So there's both angles I will be tackling, but I would say for entertainment purposes, I can't wait to watch the Smash Mouth Steelers-Ravens game.
All right. I am scared to ask Little Lettuce, but Little Lettuce, there are 2 NFL games. It's called the National Football League. There's 32 teams in it. There's 4 teams, Texans, Chiefs, Steelers, Ravens. Which game are you most looking forward to not watching?
Not watching, Coach. Not watching Texans, Chiefs. Watching Steelers, Ravens, because I am a big Ravens guy. I'm going to be in Baltimore. Very excited for the game. I'm probably not going to go to the game. Hopefully go on the Christmas Day game. My mom's family is from Baltimore, so that's the whole story behind that, Coach. We'll be going. Yeah, I know.
Wait a second. You just said you're going to Baltimore. Your family's from Baltimore, and you're not going to. Oh my God, this just gets worse.
Coach, we get the whole family in the living room. You know, get some snacks for the game. That, in my opinion, best way to watch a football game. You can pause it. You can go back. I like that play. Let me rewind. If I'm at the game, I can't do anything. If I missed a play, I missed it. It's over.
Oh my God, we have taken 8,000 steps back today. By the way, I hope your dad has you sitting in coach. You better not have a first-class seat to Baltimore. That's all I'm saying. All right. There's a lot of you that weren't here at the top of the hour. That's okay. We understand. You got work. Maybe the break didn't come. You've got a life. We get that. That's why we always like to take care of you. A little something we like to call the whip around. Apparently, Dwayne is just like Peyton in the chat. He goes, isn't there Saturday NFL this weekend? Yes, Dwayne. We literally just talked about it. Oh, my God. All right, DG, 10 seconds or less, 1 or 2 nuggets. Start us off.
Ivica Zubats today, we're going to go over the 13.5 points at -110. He has been a scoring machine as of late. And then we're going to go to Friday night, the Battle of Indiana. I'm taking my Hoosiers to have a team total over 20.5 at -115.
Raphael.
We're going with the Broncos 2.5 team touchdowns over +165. If Baker and the Tampa Bay Bucks scored 40 points, was Bo Nix and that offense going to do? I like the over 2.5 team touchdowns. And then give me Kevin Durant over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's averaging 29 points a game in his career against the Pacers. He has a big game tonight.
There's going to be a lot of points tonight. Big Tommy, a lot of points in Memphis.
Yes, big game, big night in the NBA. Warriors, Grizzlies over 237.5 -115. They're going to be banging threes from all over the place tonight in Memphis.
Boom. Young Peyton, talk to me.
Atlanta Hawks, baby. I'm going with the Hawks because they're playing really good basketball right now. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They're getting great minutes from some of their role players like Jalen Johnson, Bogdanovich out there, and Trae Young is finally starting to score. He's coming off a 35-point game against Milwaukee. So give me the Hawks here. I'm also going to take the Chargers to cover the 2.5 -115. They have to have a bounce back game after that game against the Buccaneers.
And if you're going to cash with the coach, 33 plays, Broncos, Chargers over 41.5. We're right at 41. It's different at different books. Bulls, Celtics under 241.5. Anything over 240, I'm betting the under, take my chances. Pacers, Suns over 235.5. A lot of energy, a lot of pace tonight. 2 quick things. The Howie Schwab crew play of the day, and I love the love for Howie Schwab in the chat, is the Broncos plus the 2.5. Interesting choice by all of you. And Raphael's stat of the day is what?
I knew DG was going to be on the show today, so I wanted to make him feel welcome. The Memphis Grizzlies are 17-5 against the spread in their last 22 games. That's an impressive number.
It really, really is. And finally, it's not like I don't see you guys in the chat. You're not going to goat me into anything big cheesy when you go, I remember when the brand did showdowns. Damn it, we still do showdowns. So here's what we're going to do. And DG, your boy, is just getting over his skis just a little bit. So he likes the under. And I had it at 41. He likes it 41.5. So we'll make it 41.5. I will gift 5 memberships. And all big cheesy you have to do is gift 1. Because I know you're still trying to rebound from having to purchase that Chiefs jersey last year. And I don't want to take too much out of that bank account. So the showdown is on. Big cheesy in the chat. Just say yes or no at 41.5. I love producer, man. And Big Cheesy says he will gift 5. So it's 5 against 5, big boy. 5 against 5. Liddy, I do not owe 44 memberships. You need to stop that. All right, gentlemen, well done today. Peyton, I know that you just got done with finals, but I'm giving you homework. You need to watch Primetime Live tonight because I'm going to say something on the show, and you're going to have to tell me what it is that I say directly to you.
I'll see if I can squeeze that in, Coach.
No, it's not time for you to talk. This is my flow. This is my flow. All right. Do not forget, go check out the college football playoff show with DG, Raphael, me, and AB. And then tonight we're live at 7 p.m. Eastern time. No Peyton on that show with DTL Primetime Live. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire crew, love more. My man DG. Big Tommy C from the Northeast, Raphael, my numbers guy, and young Peyton, Little Lettuce. And never forget about producer man behind the scenes, always making the show look like $1 million. We grind for you so we can win with you is what we're all about right here at DTL. Good luck.